Bedroom. On a Friday evening, thick clouds churn in the sky, obscuring the moonlight, with only occasional gusts of wind and raindrops assaulting the windows. Due to the prolonged rain, uncharacteristic for this time of year, the outdoor music festival you and Luke were planning to visit on Sunday had to be cancelled for equipment maintenance. It's not every day that we both have time to go out together on the weekend, but this rain shows absolutely no sign of letting up. Returning your gaze from outside the window, you look back down at the review website on your tablet, searching for an alternative plan for Sunday's outing. We've been looking forward to this outdoor event for so long. This strange rain couldn't have come at a worse time. Maybe it's just life with its theatrical humor. A slight rattling sound comes from the door. Luke walks in, removing his hoodie while showing you the full bag of barbecue food he brought back. But with things being as they are, let's enjoy some piping hot barbecue first. Wow, it smells delicious! After undergoing the Maillard reaction, the food emits an enticing aroma that instantly dispels any lingering gloominess in your heart. Luke tears open the tinfoil wrap, hands you two skewers, and takes the tablet from you, his gaze falling on the open website. Reviews? Are you looking for an alternative for Sunday? Yeah, I was just looking around, but sadly, I haven't found anything interesting yet. You scroll down the page to show him your browsing history. Look, we've been wanting to do some outdoor activities together for a change, but hardly any of those are open now. You don't say. Even the vegetable sheds are closed for the time being. Luke quickly skims through the activities, holding the skewers horizontally between his teeth. If we broaden our scope even further, we'll be heading out of the city. Yeah, but considering the time spent in traffic, I feel like it'd be better to choose a longer holiday and make some more detailed plans if we go outside the city. Swallowing the last chunk of food from the skewer, you toss the stick into the trash bin and lean back against Luke on the sofa, somewhat disheartened. A band you like was going to perform at Sunday's music festival. Too bad you're gonna miss them again because of this bizarre rain. I wasn't really all that excited about the music festival. I was only interested in a new song they put out. It's just that this rain come out of nowhere and we aren't the only ones whose plans got ruined. Just check out the comment sections of these shops. Luke wraps his arms around your waist and pulls the tablet closer to share it with you. Like he said, many shops are flooded with comments from customers whose plans got interrupted. Some are just complaining, while others are openly upset with the seller's decisions. But as he scrolls down the page, Lutsky suddenly fixates on a short comment that seems somewhat cryptic to you. It's all because Charles Fanning was going to sing Heartbreak in Theatrical Rain at that music festival in Salis. Well, the rain sure came. Makes a lot of sense. What do you mean? Look. Luke closes the review website and quickly pulls up a short video. The title of the video reads, First release of today's latest FNF music video, Heartbreak in a Theatrical Rain. Charles Fanning is the frontman of FNF and also the male lead in their latest music video. Is this the song you were interested in? Yeah, it's because the video is really interesting. The male lead has this special skill. Every time he stretches out his arm toward the sky with his palm facing upward, some kind of miracle happens. He raises his arm from around your waist to fast forward to the end of the video. In the video, the male lead extends his arms toward the sky, striking a somewhat funny pose, and shouts, I don't want to break up with you. Before you could ask Luke whether their relationship will be saved by a miracle, something dramatic takes place. Thunder rumbles in the sky, accompanied by heavy rain. The ex-girlfriend turns resolutely, leaving the male lead standing there, heartbroken and drenched. No wonder the song is called Heartbreak in a theatrical rain. But the funny thing is, after this song was released, it starts raining wherever Charles Fanning performs it at a concert. He came to Sally's a week ago to participate in a racing reality show called Sally's Youth Racing. You mean the one where participants race through obstacles on water and the winner is rewarded with home appliances? You and Luke often watched this show on TV when you were little, but then both of you were eager to participate and bring home fridges and televisions. That's right, that's the show. Lately, they redesigned the program and moved it to an amusement park outside the city. When they started promoting it again, they invited a lot of celebrities to hype it up, so Charles Fanning participated in the challenge during their first show. But he was so excited after clearing the challenge that he did that signature prayer pose from the music video, and it's been raining in Sally's ever since. Huh, is that really connected? Despite the coincidence, you're still amazed by some people's ability to connect seemingly unrelated events together. Seeing how surprised you are, Luke touches the tip of your nose with a smile as he mysteriously gets up from the sofa. This might sound far-fetched, but what's happened is actually a lot like the narrative in the video. What makes you say that? Well, if you do this prayer pose, something unrelated to your prayer is bound to happen. Here, let me demonstrate. Luke suddenly lifts up, standing still on the floor in a prayer pose both solemn and dramatic. Here we go again. When you two were younger, Luke always did those dramatic and funny poses to cheer you up, and he's doing that right now. Watching him, you find yourself crossing your legs like you did as a child, looking up at him with anticipation. What's next? Isn't it time to say a prayer? Let me think what I should pray for. Oh, yes. Ahem. After clearing his throat, Luke puts on his serious face again, gazing at the ceiling. Rain, stop now! His prayer is followed by 2 full seconds of silence. It goes without saying that the rain hasn't stopped. If anything, you can even hear the rumbling of thunder coming from outside the window. But before you can say anything to tease him, a thin plastic box falls out from his jacket, dropping to the ground with a thud. As you're about to reach for it, Luke almost deliberately picks it up first. Wow, what might this be? Seems like a new game cartridge. But it has a flair for the dramatic, don't you think? It's just presented us with our alternative plan for Sunday. What a surprise! You burst out laughing, quickly picking up the cartridge as you pull him down next to you, squeezing his shoulder with a smile. Your acting skills have certainly improved quite a bit. Did you find this cartridge while you were out getting a stakeout? I knew you were too smart to fall for it. I just thought it'd be more interesting to present it like this. Even so, you can't resist the urge to tease him, especially seeing the smug look on his face. I kind of think your performance just now wasn't theatrical enough. Maybe that wasn't the end of it. Huh? Just think about it. If you knew that cartridge was going to fall out, then the ending could hardly be called dramatic. You have a point, but what else is going to happen? Luke pauses for a second at a loss for words. He scratches his head, staring blankly at the cartridge in his hands. Suddenly, his hand holding the cartridge starts to tremble as if he just saw something unusual. Huh, no way! This cartridge, it only works on the newest 7th gen game console. We won't be able to play it on our older model. Oh, really? Luke drops his head, looking defeated. There isn't a single trace of acting in his expression, so you take over the cartridge from him and examine it. It really is. When it rains, it pours. You don't know whether to laugh or to cry as your new weekend plan gets cancelled in the strangest way possible. So, what do we do now? I guess Fate's alternative plan isn't working out at the moment. Yeah, the 7th Gem game console still isn't widely available yet. I doubt we'd be able to get one on such short notice. Seems like even our backup plan won't work. Don't lose hope yet, we might still have a chance. You pick up the tablet, open the web page you were just browsing, and point at a small advertisement for Luke to see. Luke, who was frowning a moment ago, widens his eyes upon recognizing the content. Sally's youth takes a step back. Is that even a thing? I didn't really think about it when I was browsing the website a moment ago. I guess I just ignored this ad. But now I found out this event is actually pretty interesting and it's actually theatrical as you would put it. This so-called Sally's Youth Takes a Step Back is actually a spin-off of Sally's Youth Racing. The organizer has put together a rain-stopping special episode, possibly in an attempt to capitalize on the rain. They will be recruiting participants until 12 o'clock tonight. And because it's a special episode, the rewards are also different. The winner will go home with a large wall-mounted TV and a 7th gen game console. Seems like we could kill two birds with one stone if we participate in the game. I personally can't think of a more theatrical turn off of events. What do you think? Do you want to do it? Of course! Luke accepts your proposal without hesitation. He smiles and immediately opens the registration form in the corner. It'd be a crime not to participate in an event this interesting, especially after everything that's happened. Filming scene. Rain is still pouring in downtown Sallis on Sunday. To ensure that nothing interferes with the program as it will be broadcast live, they've changed the location to a small town on the edge of Sallis. The clear sky above you is easily separated by a curtain of rain from the layers of dark clouds above Sallis. The sunny and rainy parts of Sallis are clearly divided if you look at it from here. Yeah, after all, the production team is planning to assess the results of the rain-stopping prayers after the final game. It's really reasonable to film from here. Luke answers you, averting his gaze as he helps you put on the protective gear. He seems somewhat frustrated as if still absorbed in what happened just now. Why are you looking like that? Still thinking about what just happened? Yeah, I mean, that was definitely one of the most embarrassing moments of my life. I don't know where the team got that idea from. Less than 20 minutes ago. For a better viewing experience, the organizer even invited Charles Fanning himself to join the special release of Sally's Youth Takes a Step Back. After explaining the rules, the host asked all participants to follow Charles Fanning in striking that signature prayer pose from the music video. Wait, am I supposed to do that now? What's the matter? Luke blushes somewhat helplessly, his gaze alternating between you and the contestants who are standing up to assume the pose. I don't have any problem with it if I'm just with you and I'm trying to make you happy. But with everyone doing that at the same time in front of the cameras, you can really empathize with Luke's embarrassment. But looking around, it feels like the two of you would attract more attention if you just stood there while everyone else is assuming the same pose. Would it be better if no one sees us? I suppose so. It'd be best if I'm not on camera. Then I have an idea. Come with me. Oh, where are we going? Shh, keep quiet. You grab Luke's arm and slowly move behind with the crowd. As the two of you alternatively stop and squeeze through under your guidance, you and Luke quickly arrive at a spot at the back of the crowd farthest away from the cameras. You reach out to comb Luke's hair after coming to a halt. Let's stay right here. I don't think anyone will see us. If you still feel embarrassed, you can stand in front of me. No need for that. I do it a million times if it's just for you. After escaping from the spotlight, Luke seems to let out a sigh of relief. She smiles and squeezes your hand. I'm glad you're here, or else I wouldn't know how to escape from that place. No problem. But it reminds me of those exercise routines we did at school with everyone doing the same movements. Is it really going to be that strange? Trust me, it will be. In the end, you and Luke flee right after the photo shoot because the picture of dozens of people doing the same pose turns out to be even creepier than you imagined. That was more embarrassing than I thought. I almost burst out laughing. I think the organizer means for us to make our own wishes in the theatrical spirit of the music video. If there are enough wishes, then one of those wishes' theatrical endings might just stop the rain. I think so too. Alright, why don't you stand up and see if the protective gear is tight enough? Luke has finished equipping you with the gear as he speaks. You stand up at his words and flex your joints. It's great, it's not too tight either, but I don't think that the gear you just put on me is the same as everyone else's. You point at the distant crowd. The gear they're wearing is like those for beginners in the skating ring, tied simply to their joints. While the gear Luke has equipped you with is not only lighter but can also be hidden under your clothes. Yeah, that's all standard gear prepared by the production team, while the gear I equip you with is what I use for training, so it's lighter and fits your body better. Is it yours? No wonder it fits so well. But what are you going to do to wear? You understand that the games here are a piece of cake for Lutz given his athletic capabilities, but you also worry something might go wrong. After all, there are still activities he's not familiar with. But Lutz pats you on the shoulder, not concerned at all. Don't worry, I've got this. I was actually here for their first year, and I won the championship. Huh? To prove his point, Luke takes out his phone and pulls up a group photo from the amusement park, quickly pinpointing his own face in the dance crowd. The directors were in the front row, and even Charles Fanning was there. When did you do this? It was a long time ago. I participated in the trial run, so there was no reward, and the contest wasn't aired. But of course, there weren't any of those weird praying segments either. How come you're still thinking about that? Just forget about it. You comb Luke's hair comfortingly, pulling him down to sit down by your side next to the river where the first water activity will take place. But speaking of which, what did you just pray for? What did I pray for? Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of prayers all at once. If they are going to be answered one after another, I'm sure the champion's prayer will take precedence. After all, you were here for the trial run and you've already won these things once. That certainly makes you a very strong candidate for the championship today. Oh, so that's what you mean. But based on what happened, isn't the result of our prayer going to be something completely unrelated? Doesn't that mean whatever we actually prayed for will never come true? Well, that's why I took extra care when making the prayer. Stretching, you turn your gaze to the competition area in front of you, which is currently empty at the moment. I prayed that we would not get the grand prize today. If the logic here is that whatever we pray for will never come true, then we'll definitely get the grand prize. So what do you think? Yeah, that makes total sense. Bravo, Mr. Tini. I can't believe you thought of that. That's awesome. Faced with Luke's applause and praise, you shift your gaze smugly before looking back at him. What did you just pray for? I want to hear the prayer of our front runner. Well, since you asked, I might as well share it with you. Front runner? A shadow passes behind you unnoticed, stopping upon hearing your conversation. You look up at the source of the voice. It's Charles Fanning himself. Didn't you win the championship at the trial run of the first show? Are you also here to participate in the competition? Yes, I. Charles Fanning lifts the corners of his mouth in a courteous smile. Don't say I didn't want you. They changed the rules this time, so it won't be so easy to win. They changed the rules? Upon hearing what he said, you take out your phone immediately and read the rules together with look both of you in shock. According to the process, the rules will be officially announced before the first game starts, but the production team will also post the information in the group chat in advance. Maybe it's because of the chaos just now, but neither you nor Luke even thought about checking the group chat. They really changed it. Today's competition isn't about being the fastest. The slowest contestant wins the game. Yeah, and all contestants will set out together instead of going one by one. It's going to be like a brawl. Since they've changed the rules, I believe there'll be no such thing as a front runner. I'd advise you not to be overjoyed ahead of time. It appears that Charles Fanning still has urgent matters to attend to, for he lives in a hurry. But even so, his taunting attitude is rather upsetting. Why did he? Maybe he doesn't want anyone else to steal the show. There are also rumors on the internet saying that he likes to throw his weight around. It's not like he's a big star or anything, but he's certainly acting like one. Just leave it be. Don't let him ruin out your mood. We're only here to spend an interesting weekend together. Yeah, we only need to focus on enjoying our day off. Besides, Luke turns, looking somewhere not far away. A member of the staff raises the megaphone to gather the participants. After checking your protective gear once again, Luke pats you on the shoulder. If he's hoping to hype up his album by winning the championship on this show, then he must not know that I'm not the only one he should be worried about. First Division Zone. In the first game of the contest, the participants will each enter a huge transparent balloon floating on water and pass through a waterway of about 100 meters. According to the modified rules, the last participant to reach the finish line will be the winner. I get the rules, but wouldn't it be boring if everyone is focused on going slow? If the goal is to be the slowest, then you only have to keep still. I feel like you can play this game for an entire day without having a winner. Yeah, I guess there must be some kind of trap. And look, there's something unusual about the starting points. Looking in the direction Luke is pointing, you both gaze at the first lane of the competition zone closest to the bank. That's where Charles Fanning is going to start from. You and Luke, on the other hand, will start in the middle. You're right. Normally, in swimming contests that emphasize speed, contestants with the best performance in the preliminary rounds are placed in the middle lanes, and that's usually where the champion comes from. Since Charles Fanning is a special guest invited by the production team, he's free to pick a lane himself, but he chose a spot off in the corner. With too little information to work with, you and Luke fail to understand Charles Fanning's objective in making this choice after a brief discussion. What a pity, they took away our phones immediately after bringing us here. We didn't have time to take a closer look at the instructions from the production team. But that doesn't matter, our goal remains the same. Whatever happens, we only need to beat Charles Fanning. Charles Fanning has left a bad impression on you and Luke after your conversation by the river, but to your surprise, he delivers yet another heavy blow during the interview. When the reporter asks him what he prayed for, he says he wished that the rain mustn't stop at the end of the game. As for the explanation, he simply repeats the logic for the prayer you and Luke brought up while chatting. I thought he was just passing by. I didn't expect him to eavesdrop on us and then use it in the interview as if he was the one who came up with the idea. No need to fight with him in front of so many people, but that doesn't mean we aren't going to do anything about it. Luke reaches a hand to you as he speaks, looking all fired up. What? A high five, of course. Luke grabs your hand and gives you a gentle high five before clasping it tightly again. It's not very warm near the shore, and the surroundings are somewhat chilly and damp from days of rain. But at this moment, the burning fighting spirit rising between your palms ignites a flame of inspiration between the two of you. We're comrades in arms now. Whatever tricks Charles Fanning may play, will come out with a counter move. We have to win today. Yeah, let's give it our all. Exchanging a firm glance, you both crawl into your balloons. After the staff member inflates the balloon and seals it, you observe its interior while waiting for the whistle to kick off the game. With the amount of oxygen stored in the balloon, it'd be impossible to drag this up forever. This means the production team must be confident that the game will end shortly. Wait, and shortly? An idea flashes across your mind. You're eager to go to Luke at once and share your thoughts with him. But the whistle blows at this very moment. Meanwhile, the previously calm water suddenly starts to bubble with waves. Wah! Shirara! A floating balloon suddenly crashes into you, almost throwing you off balance. Luckily, Luke quickly moves in with his balloon, intercepting the other player and steadying you. You take this opportunity to shout to Luke. Look, it's not about being slow, it's about getting there last. We just have to be the last one to get there. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's squeeze our way back. Everything makes sense now as to why Charles Fanning chose to start in a corner. A quick glance at the current situation reveals that his balloon is still hidden snugly in that corner, almost unaffected. Meanwhile, the two of you being in the middle of the field are inevitably influenced by the external factors. Right now, you've already been pushed toward the finish line by about 50 meters. Looks like the instructions we just missed must contain some hints on how to win this game. Charles Fanning chose to hide in a corner according to the instructions. That way, even if he's more likely to be the focus of attention, he'll still have a greater chance of avoiding all this chaos. These new rules really bring up people's start size. It used to be a peaceful contest, but now everyone's trying to hold other players back. We're already squeezed into the front row, but the real competition is in the back row. We need to find a way to squeeze back in again. I have an idea. You find yourself panting as you struggle to steady yourself amidst the chaos. Meanwhile, an idea occurs to you on how to clinch victory in this fierce battle. Remember the theme of this contest. You only have a chance to win if you do the unexpected. And I dare say a certain someone cares way more about being in the front row and getting all the attention than we do. You mean? You purse your lips toward the corner of the field. Luke grabs your intention immediately, a smile appearing on his face. You're brilliant. Since he's desperate for the hype, the least we can do is remind everyone of his presence. Let's go. Quickly adjusting your tempo, you and Luke advance a few steps in the floating balloon away from the crowd. Then the two of you quickly make a sharp turn, charging toward the empty shore before dashing to the final row. Your dramatic movements naturally attract the attention of many contestants. But instead of focusing on your intention to win, everyone's attention is instantly drawn to the star guest who's been slowly retreating off in a corner. Ah, no wait, don't squeeze me, stop it! Amidst all the noise, Charles Fanning's shout reaches your ears in the ever-changing battleground. The course of 100 meters is quickly completed with all participants struggling to win. Thanks to your efforts, you and Luke are placed second and fourth respectively. The first to crawl out of the balloon, you go to Luke immediately to celebrate the rankings with him. But the staff members haven't come to his balloon yet, so he's resting inside now, leaning against the wall like a hamster tired from running. You walk over to knock on the hamster balloon. Luke looks up at the noise, a smile appearing on his face as he leans over and taps the wall with his fingertips. Congratulations! You reach out without thinking, your palm pressing against the spot he was just pointing at. Clap, Luke leans in excitedly, giving you a high five through the balloon in joyful celebration.
나 혼자 한 게 아닌걸. 너야말로 오늘의 1등 공신이었지. 진짜 재밌었어. 저번에 우승했을 때보다 더 기분이 좋아.
The bright smile you're familiar with finally appears on Luke's face, like the ray of sunshine that's been absent from Sally's for so long. You were just talking about people and their dark sides, but now you seem really happy.
나쁜 건 나쁜 거고 경기가 재밌었다는 건 또 다른 얘기지. 게다가 이번 경기로 최고의 팀워크를 보여줬잖아? 앞으로 1년은 기분이 좋을 것 같아. 우리 임시 전후 생각은 어때?
You stifle a laugh and nod, pretending to be serious. Your comrade in arms also agrees that we've achieved more than we aimed for through our cooperation. We not only secured good rankings for ourselves, but also ensured that our target was the first to reach the finish line. I call that a total win. Well done, comrade. Upon hearing how you cheerfully emphasize the word comrade, Luke responds with a smile.
방금은 전우라기보단 지휘관 같았어.
I wouldn't see that. We're just two team members doing a recap and giving each other a pep talk.
맞아. 그래도 네가 이끌어주는 경기에서 이기고 싶어. 그나저나 전우끼리 하는 하이파이브 말고 다른 것도 해주면 안 돼?
Of course, what do you want?
뭐냐면?
He extends his hand to you without finishing his sentence, pressing his palm onto the balloon and keeping it there. You can guess his thought without any extra words, so you reach out and press your palm against his. The balloon, soaked in water moments ago, still feels cool and damp, but is so warm by the heat between your palms. Luke smiles, throwing his head back.
몸도 녹이고 힘나게 에너지도 좀 받고 싶어. 어쨌든 다음 경기에서 목표는 우승이니까.
That's true, we still need to clinch that championship. Let's keep it up, comrade. Second Division Zone. The second game involves rock climbing. Since the space is limited, the participants are divided into two groups to compete separately. Due to your good rankings in the first game, you and Luke have been assigned to the second group, which means you'll have more time for practice. But after some practice, you find that the key to securing victory in this game doesn't necessarily lie in the amount of practice in advance. The rope is so slippery. Even though the protective gear will keep me safe, I don't think a slippery rope will be that dependable if we want to win. It's okay, this competition isn't about going fast. The contestants are supposed to step on as many rocks as possible in the process of climbing. So apparently, strategy and skills are more important than speed. But since we've already come this far, let's just make the best use of our practice time. You and Luke choose a practice spot in a corner. Luke takes you over to the wall and helps you climb onto the lowest rock. Then he claps his hands in encouragement and looks up at you with his hands propped on his knees, his gaze full of anticipation. Try and climb like the rules say. I'm right here. I'll protect you. Okay, I'll try. Following Luke's instructions, you grasp onto the rocks, attempting to shift your toes onto another rock to the side that's positioned slightly higher. As expected, even though it wasn't a large step, you still struggle because the rope is too slippery. Luke won't be down there in the actual competition. Negative thoughts enter your mind uncontrollably. The fairness of the game, your nervousness in Luke's absence, whether Charles Fanning is going to have some unfair advantage. Even though you're not at a high altitude, you still feel as if you're hearing some noises in your ears, and for a moment you can't even see clearly. When climbing onto the next rock, you ascend your leg without first securing a grip with your hands. Shiraira, look out! What? You miss your footing and fall on your side. Luckily, instead of the collision you imagined, you fall into Luke's warm embrace. He caught you just as he promised. Are you alright? Did that hurt? Did you bump into anything? I'm okay. Thank goodness you're here. That was not okay. Did you get distracted just now? It's very dangerous if that happens while you're rock climbing. I'm sorry. Luke rarely speaks to you in this tone. He sounds a bit anxious, worried about your safety. After all, he won't be able to stand behind and protect you like this in the actual competition. You doubt he'll be able to compete with a peace of mind despite you wearing the protective gear. wearing the protective gear. You quickly apologize, unable to deny that your mind did wander. No, I don't want an apology. I shouldn't have thought like this. I was so anxious. Maybe Luke has sensed your change in feelings. Now he's the one apologizing. Somewhat embarrassed, you wrap your arms around his neck, gently rubbing your forehead against his chin. Let's not fight over this. It was my fault. I got distracted. Distracted? What were you thinking about? Judging by the expression on your face, it made you unhappy. I was just a bit unsettled. Sighing, you explained every thought that just crossed your mind to Luke. I see. Am I just being petty? I know it's not that important to win. What really matters is that we have a good time. But now that we have an opponent who really gets on my nerves, I feel like it'll just piss me off if we can't beat him. So my intentions aren't as pure as they were when we first came here. So I couldn't help thinking about all kinds of stuff. That's not necessarily it. I mean, rock climbing is an extreme sport, and extreme sports can mess with your mind and make it teeter between sanity and insanity. Besides, there may be a way to solve the problems if you were worried about it. Look. Luke grabs your arm and tugs at the frontmost part of the soft protective gear wrapped inside your sleeves, pulling it out a bit and wrapping it around your palms. Alright, it's done. Try pulling the rope again. You do as he says, grabbing the rope again with both hands, the protective gear between your palms and the rope. To your surprise, the friction has increased a lot thanks to the soft layer of fabric between the rope and your skin. I can support myself better. See, I thought this might happen when I set you up with the gear. You might want to call it Plan B. Oh, you thought about this from the very beginning? Of course, after all, we're here to compete. Luke looks down at the time as he speaks, seeing that it's less than 5 minutes before the competition begins. He pulls you down to sit against the climbing wall for a final moment of rest. Meanwhile, he starts to comfort you in a gentle voice, addressing the other causes of your anxiety you just mentioned. I know that our original goal was just to have fun and maybe win the competition while we're at it. But since we've come to a place with so many surprises already, I feel like we should be open to all kinds of changes. It might be a change in the rules, the difficulty of the competition, or Charles Fanning alone. Luke holds your hands with a smile, gently rubbing your fingertips. Sometimes he likes to do this when he's bored. Perhaps it's because he feels content even at this level of intimacy. When we just started with the competition, you asked me what I prayed for, remember? Yeah, Charles Fanning interrupted our conversation and I forgot to ask you again. Haha, honestly, I started by just praying that something good might happen. But then I also thought about the logic behind this show, just like you. So, after considering everything, my less straightforward wish would become I hope to win this thing again and do my best to help you. That way, light might just smile upon us, and I'll definitely come help you despite all odds, so I guess at least one of us will win, right? You liked my idea before, but it seems like you thought of it yourself too. With such a fantastic teammate by my side, I don't really have the option to pull you back. So, with both our prayers and the method I just taught you, do you feel more confident this round? Lost in Luke's gentle eyes and the warm breath between the two of you, you feel like there's nothing you need to worry about. You squeeze his hand and nod at him. Yes. At this moment, the whistle blows, signaling for participants to assemble. You and Luke stand up, holding hands as you walk together to the climbing wall for the competition. The two of you extend your hands simultaneously, gently bumping fists. Good luck this round. Third Division Zone. As the competition continues, the heavy rain in Stali shows no signs of stopping, but you've arrived at the artificial lake where the final game will take place. Since half of the artificial lake is already within Stalis, this final boat race will take place behind a curtain of rain. Good thing we already have the most difficult part behind us. Yeah, your gear worked like magic. Right? My gear has been through a lot, it's just unmatched. It won't even give you a chance to make a mistake. According to the rules, participants are free to choose the protective gear they wish to wear. For that reason, Charles Fanning even put on a pair of professional climbing gloves. But unfortunately, he made a mistake right at the beginning, so he wasn't able to even finish the climb. But you came in first place without even using any gear, which tells us that the gear isn't really the most important thing. You may have the best of luck and equipment, but nothing beats real strength, right? You nudge Luke with your elbow, smiling. Just as you expected, Luke blushes excitedly upon hearing your compliment. But I guess Charles Fanning doesn't have a chance to win now, especially since he isn't entitled to any advantage in this round. Yeah, I think so. In the boating challenge of the third round, participants who perform well in the prior two rounds may choose their boats first. Since this round is a real test of boating speed, both you and Luke choose lightweight boats and suitable starting positions. Meanwhile, Charles Fanning, in close to last place, is only left with an extremely heavy boat, which practically makes him no longer a contender for the championship. It's okay, he can just stay behind and contribute to the drama. It suits him anyway. Yeah, we told him right from the start. We are the front runners. After passing you the lightweight oars, Luke fixes his gaze on the small boats you've chosen and Fanning's heavier boat, a thought crossing his mind. Don't you think that the production team has given us a major advantage in this time by allowing us to pick our boats first? Yeah, that's true. After all, in an environment like this, the condition of the boat and its starting position basically determine the outcome of the competition. As long as you can make it out of the chaos at the start, there are only about 3 to 4 contestants with a chance to compete for the championship against you and Luke. I feel like this round isn't as exciting as the previous ones. So, I've been thinking, after we're ahead, maybe the two of us can have a race against each other in the final sprint. Huh? Just the two of us? Yeah, I mean, there can only be one champion, so after we've taken the lead by working together, then we only have each other to compete with. I kind of think it'd be interesting to add a bit of competition to our cooperation. That's true, but did you really come up with that idea just now? Holding the oars in your arms, you approach Luke, scrutinizing him with a smile in your eyes. Are you sure you weren't planning this final duel right from the start? I'd be lying if I said that I didn't think of it at all. Anyway, it doesn't matter. What matters is, do you want to race against me and end this day in the most fun way possible? Well, there's only one way to answer that question, and it's been like this from the very start. Although Charles Fanning's presence temporarily shifted your focus in the contest, your original intention was still to enjoy the weekend. We're here, aren't we? Of course we'll race. You and Luke gently touch the handles of your oars, coming to an agreement. Very soon, the organizer gives the signal that the race is about to start, so the two of you hurry to board your boats. While waiting for the whistle, you tilt your head slightly to smile at Luke. This is a rare opportunity here, so don't you go easy on me. Of course, I'd give anything for a chance like this. The moment the whistle sounds, you and Luke start rowing at almost the same time. With your experience navigating the water balloons in the first round, the two of you have a rough idea of what's about to happen, making it easier to deal with the situation. In the first part of the race, the crowded surroundings make it impossible for either of you to fight on your own, so you decide to work together for now and get ahead of your opponents first. Look, I never thought I'd see something like this in an actual race. The two participants in the front aren't trying to get into each other's ways. Instead, they seem to be cooperating. Because of the special weather we're having today, they're practically steering toward a storm, but that doesn't dampen their spirit one bit. Oh my, they're even using fins to trick their opponents. Now they've put significant distance between them and the others. We might as well bet on third place now because there's no doubt who'll come in first and second. Alright, let's not forget about our pal Charles Fanning. Let's see how he's... Huh? What is he doing in the water? Hey pal, you might wanna turn your oars around because you're holding them upside down. As the competition continues, the commentator on the stage sounds increasingly passionate. Like he said, you and Luke are cooperating and competing at the same time. The two of you are leading the next opponent by about 5 meters by the time you start approaching the finish line. Finally, the last sprint. After exchanging a knowing glance, you and Luke begin charging toward the bridge where the finish line awaits. However, for some unknown reason, as the two of you are less than a meter away from the finish line, the participants behind you suddenly begin to cheer. Luke always reacts faster than you, but in this case, his quicker reaction time proves to be disadvantageous. As you complete the final stroke with all your strength and cross the finish line, Luke's kiss has just returned from the crowd behind you. Seeing that you've already crossed the line, a shocked expression appears on his face as he realizes what happened. Oh no! Luke! How could you get distracted? Your voice is drowned out by the judge announcing the victory. A wave of cheers soon rises from both banks of the artificial lake. Maybe Luke didn't hear what you said because of all the noise, or perhaps he's trying to hide something. He first makes a gesture of apology to you and then smiles, tapping your boot with his oar without further explanation. Huh? What are you doing? I've already crossed the finish line. I'm going through the bridge to see the world on the other side. Before you can ask him what this is about, his boat has already sailed into the space under the bridge. Frustrated, you paddle your boat a few more times to navigate out of the darkness. But your heart flutters in surprise when you first see the light from the other side of the bridge. Could it be? Once you cross the bridge, what awaits you on the other side is a cold wind and misty rain. The rain has stopped, or more precisely, the part of the sky you've sailed into is free from dark clouds. Everywhere you see is tinged crimson by the sunset, breathtakingly stunning. It's beautiful, isn't it? Your voice shakes a bit. Looking back, you see Luke sailing out behind you. After putting down the oars, he quickly steps into the boat you're in, walks up next to you and wraps his arms gently around your shoulders. Yeah, it is. A sunny sky you haven't seen in a while, your surroundings free from the noise of rain, and a moment of natural freshness enjoyed by the two of you side by side. You've been waiting for this for so long. I feel like we have this special bond with woods and streams. Last time, we saw a double rainbow from a wood. At that time, we believed that a double rainbow symbolized all the miracles and beauty bestowed upon people. And today, we get to see this stunning sunset. Maybe it's maybe it's like another kind of surprise. Luke seems to be thinking the same thing, but by the time he speaks up again, you notice a glimmer of mischief in his eyes. It's a real surprise, that we actually get to see a clear sky after the competition. But what's truly theatrical would be that other half of the sky of Versailles. The other half of the sky? Oh! Looking back in the direction Luke is pointing in, your jaw drops in surprise. The skies cleared up, but not entirely. That other half of the sky he's pointing at is still shrouded in rain. You see how everyone's prayers have been answered? I call it a divine definition of theatrical. Lawn. Sally's youth takes a step back, finally concludes its live streaming around dusk. At the invitation of the production team, you and Luke decide to have a picnic on a nearby lawn. But before the picnic starts, you still have something important to do. Everything's fine, thank you very much. I never imagined we'd actually get to bring the television and game console home. Luke was so excited that he went shopping for limited cartridges the moment the competition was over. I wonder if he's finished yet. After completing the procedures for collecting the wall-mounted TV and 7th gen game console, you leave the venue with a basket of simple snacks, searching for the person with whom you want to share your happiness. As you hurry to the lawn, you see that the person you're eager to meet has already set up everything you need for a picnic. Right now, he has his eyes glued to his phone, chuckling and slapping his thighs as he scrolls down. What's so funny? Setting down your snack basket, you sit down next to Luke curiously and lean in to get a closer look. Without further explanation, he directly moved the phone right in front of you, displaying the comment section of this show. Look, skip right to the trending comments. Were there this many people watching the live stream? That's a lot of comments. Let me see. Huh? Charles and the crew are just magical. Turin or not Turin? Or is the answer. After pausing for a second, you get what the audience is alluding to. That's true, the rain stopped, but not completely. It was still raining in the other half of Stelis. No matter how you look at it, this story seems pretty magical. You don't say! Really, I wasn't expecting this weekend to be so much fun. Luke stretches contently before reaching into the snack basket, pulling out a bottle, unscrewing the cap, and handing it to you. Then he takes another bottle for himself and speaks out while taking a gulp. The production team achieved the effect they wanted today, and Charles Fanning got the attention he wished for, though probably not in the way he had hoped for. And both of our prayers at the start were matched with the results we wanted. Seems like everything turned out perfectly just as we expected. You know what? We should do this more often. Stifling a laugh, you hand him a sandwich after unwrapping it. But how was it perfectly just as we expected? We promised to give it our all in the third round, but a certain someone seemed to have suddenly stopped. Uh, well, Luke's hand stops midair before he can take a bite of the sandwich. He scratches his head, somewhat embarrassed, but soon a brazen smile spreads across his face. Yeah, I got distracted. But I've always believed that both luck and concentration count as part of overall strength. You did beat me in these aspects. So I've been thinking maybe we can keep our promise for now and have another duel next time we participate in an event like this. Tsk, we've only just won and you're already thinking about next time. Wouldn't that be fun? We'll have a good time and maybe we could even win some prizes like fridges or dishwashers. You lightly punch his shoulder, laughing. It's the latter part that you really care about, right? The others are here for the race, but you're here for the home appliances. But wouldn't it be great if we could kill two birds with one stone? With your cheerful banter, even the simple meal prepared by the production team turns out to be enjoyable. You glance up randomly while chatting, feeling fully content as you watch the dark clouds recede to the edge of the sky, reflecting on the happiness that has been building up to this moment. When the gloomy rain disperses, it truly goes away. So before then, it'd be wrong to just give up on any steps of your pursuit for a clear sky. Suddenly, a thought occurs to you, so you swallow the food in your mouth and look up at Luke. I was just thinking, we should consider the competition we just participated in as one of those rare supernatural events. In that case, should we make a wish together? Huh? Another wish? Luke pauses, but instead of objecting, he asks another question after a moment of thought. Then, how are we going to make this wish? Are we still going to do it the way the production team asked us to? No way, this is our own wish, so let's forget about anything else. I was only thinking, at a time like this, when the dark clouds have just cleared, the rain has stopped, and everything is looking positive, it might be nice to make a wish that we actually hope could come true. Sure, how do you wanna do this? See that Luke has fallen into your trap, you set down the food in your hand and sit up, facing the setting sun. We should sit facing the sun first, then slowly speak out our wishes. Just say it out loud? Of course, when we're making a wish like this, the universe won't hear us if we don't say it out loud. And if it can't hear us, our wishes won't come true. So, you can only make sure that someone will be making an effort to make your wish come true if you say it out loud for the universe to hear. This time, you want to hear Luke's wish. Well then, I'll start. Let me think. After a moment of thought, Luke mimics your posture, closes his eyes, and earnestly states his wish. I hope that my future life with Shurara will be happy and peaceful. That's it. Isn't that a bit too abstract? That hardly fits the atmosphere today. What if the universe fails to see the connection between your wish and the event today? Oh, is that a thing? Then let me think again. Luke thinks for a moment after resuming a cross-legged seated position. Suddenly, a new idea strikes him. Got it. I'll just wish for a life full of theatrical twists and joyful surprises. That's an easy one. I'm sure it'll come true. Huh? Why? Without further explanation, you suddenly prop up your body and bring your fist close to Luke's. But when the two of you are only inches apart, you stop, gazing directly into his eyes.
왜, 왜 그래?
His breath becomes hot and frantic. Since your life together has been filled with sweet moments, Luke hasn't blushed from kissing or other acts of intimacy in quite some time. But did you think I was going to kiss you?
아니, 그게
Luke stutters, completely at a loss for words. You smile without saying a word. Your eyes fixed on his, observing every movement of his eyes and the slightest change in his expression. You only pull back slightly when he's almost forgotten to breathe, winking at him with a smile. Wouldn't you call it theatrical if what you're expecting doesn't happen when you expect it the most?
어? 그럼 네가 방금 내 소원을 이루어 준 거야?
Yeah, I mean, you did make two of them. Luke finally understands what you're saying, a hint of relief visible in his smiling eyes alongside frustration.
그러니까 내가 소원을 두 개나 빌어서 너무 욕심 부린다고 하늘이 날 탓하지 않게 먼저 하나를 이뤄줬다는 거지?
Bingo! After all, I do share your first wish. Luke looks down, rubbing the back of your hand with his pinky finger.
사실 방금 그 소원은 내가 지금 원하는 거야. 난 지금의 생활에 아주 만족하거든. 그래서 이게 영원히 지속되기만을 바랄 뿐이야.
There are bound to be regrets from the past, so people often find themselves reminiscing about what happened before, trying to make up for past regrets with all they have today. But compared to the past, the beauty of your present life is also worth pursuing and living for.
지난 이틀처럼.
Despite the many unexpected turns of events, you and Luke haven't stopped, not for a single step. Instead, you both kept adapting your decisions.
그래서 만약 나한테 소원 빌 기회가 있다면 미래를 위해서 남겨두고 싶어.
Yeah, that makes sense. Shara, what would you like to wish for? The sun's about to set, but I haven't heard your wish yet. My wish is the same one as yours. That won't do. What if the universe sees that I've done nothing to repay you after you made my wish come true and thinks that I haven't done enough to earn my first wish? So, come on now, give me a chance to make your wish come true. Let me think. This is a wish that you only need to make to each other, and it belongs solely to the two of you. Even if night falls and time passes, this wish will always have its place. Well then, I guess I'll just say it. I wish. As the sun sets and the moon rises, you slowly tell Luke your wish for this moment under the clear and boundless sky. Sure, of course. After giving you a gentle reply, he bows his head slightly, his forehead pressed intimately against yours. Even the night breeze cannot cool the warmth between your breath, nor can it extinguish the simmering flame of both your wishes. Good news, good news! Server rescue mission has successfully completed. Comrade Shara, send me a congratulatory message if you have a moment to spare. Sounds like you bought a new game. Congrats on saving the planet. I just checked the time. Are you about to break the record for the time to clear this level? That's impressive. I also have you to thank for that. We had been challenging ourselves with different sorts of game a while ago. I think that's why I got the hang of this side-scrolling game in no time. Too bad my clear time was half a second longer than the top ranking players. I wonder if you might see me climb to the top when you get back. You got this. I believe in you. Side-scrolling games are mostly about running past obstacles, right? Don't forget, you're the first champion in Celestius Racing. Sprinting over obstacles is a piece of cake for you. Haha, I'm all fired up again. You're right, they're similar at their core. Who knows? Maybe I'll beat the champion by half a second by the time you get back. I'm looking forward to your good news, but remember to rest. I don't want to see dark circles under your eyes. Someone might think you're a panda and whisk you away to some zoo. Okay, I'll take care of myself. Alright, I also bought some other games apart from the Star Rescue. There's this game about urban legends. I've watched the beginning of it and I think you'll love it. Let's play it together when you're back. I can assure you, it's going to be super fun. Since you highly recommend it, I'll definitely try that Urban Legend game first. Sure, then the games and I will be waiting for you to come back. Shara, urgent news. I kind of remember that you have something going on next weekend, right? Is it on Sunday? Not really. I don't have any plans for Sunday yet. Do you have any plans for that day? Great. Glad I asked you in time. Then the tickets won't be wasted. What tickets? Are we going together to some kind of show next weekend? Right, I got us two tickets to the Bonfire Music Festival and therefore the front row. Haven't we missed a music festival before? We can make it up this time. Plus, the music festival was postponed for a long time due to the heavy rain, so the organizers invited lots of famous musicians to make it up to the audience. This event is going to be like nothing you've ever seen. Really? They invented lots of extra musicians. Are there any that you like? They happen to have invited several up and coming creators that I'm really into. I was listening to their electronic singles just a couple of days ago. To think that I'm gonna listen to them live, I'm getting excited already. Really, I'm starting to look forward to it. Oh, but my client is coming. Let's go over the program list together when I get home tonight. Okay, I'll collect some more information. We can take a look together once you get back.